Good morning, students. Welcome to today's online class, now social class. We discussed about the forest in the last classes. What is a forest? What are the types of forest? And what is the condition of forest in India? These were the points we discussed. And the great change occurred during the British period. Till the British came to India, the conditions of forest in our country were good. There were thick forests in our country. But with the coming of the British, they started felling of forests. They started cutting trees for the purpose of developing railways and industries, and it reduced the quality of the forest to a large extent. They made forest laws, they made forest department to protect the forest, and they classified the forest, or they divided the forest into reserved forest and protected forest. And in the reserved forest, people were not allowed to enter. The tribal people who thought that the forest is their own now lost their rights on these forests. They had to go out of the forest to the cities and towns. So all this we saw in the last classes. And India became independent. There were great discussions about the right of the tribal people in the forest. Later in 1988-90 period, a change happened to the policies towards the tribals in connection with related to the forest. What happened? In 1988, the government realized that the protection and development of the forest cannot be done without the support of the tribal people. The tribal people are the people who know the forest very well, and without their participation, developing the forest is not possible. So in 1988, the government made a policy called the National Forest Policy. The National Forest Policy of 1988 declared that the primary task should be to associate the tribal people. The primary task of this policy is to associate, link, connect the tribal people to what? Tribal people in the protection, regeneration and development of forest. Three functions in related to forest: protection, regeneration and development. ఉన్నదాన్ని కాపాడుకోవడం. చాలా వరకు ఫారెస్ట్ నాశనం అయిపోయింది, అక్కడ మళ్ళీ ఫారెస్ట్ పెట్టుకోవడం. డెవలప్మెంట్, ఫారెస్ట్ క్వాలిటీ పెంచడం. In these activities, tribal cooperation was very necessary. Yes. And the government, through this policy, also meant to give sufficient employment to the village people or the tribal people or the people who are living near the forest. Also, allowing the village people to meet their needs from the forest. Like that, some permissions also were granted with this policy. And also they tried to develop a cooperation between the forest and village communities forest or the village communities and the forest department. Forest department now also continue, but the government policy tried to develop a relationship between the forest department and the village community. That was a change happened because of the national policy of 1988. Also, they brought into practice this policy, and it led to the joint forest management. Joint forest management, actually it meant for the forest department and local communities together or collaborate in regenerating degraded forests. Village community and forest department must put hand in hand to develop, to regenerate and to develop the forest, to improve the quality of a forest. The communities were allowed to use the grass and other minor forest produce also. Yes. In Andhra Pradesh also such movements took place. Here, a community forest management developed, CFM, Community Forest Management Program formed. This program helped to bring together the forest department and the local communities. Forest department and the local communities joined hands and tried to develop the quality of forest in Andhra Pradesh. And CFM only forced to give up the earlier Podu lands for forest regeneration. Podu land means the people, tribal people did Podu cultivation. How is the Podu cultivation done? Clearing an area of a forest, cultivating there. After some 1 or 2 years, they leave that place and go to another place. Usually, in these places, forest is degraded, and to regenerate the forest in that area was the main objective of this program. Also, several tiger sanctuaries were established during this process. Tiger sanctuaries, wildlife sanctuaries means to protect some kind of wildlife, means wild animals. These kinds of sanctuaries are made. See the Forest Rights Act 2006. In 2006, the central government passed a law, passed an act called the Forest Rights Act 2006 as a result of the protests made by the tribal people, which were supported by some non-governmental agencies, and their campaign was so powerful. So the parliament passed this Forest Rights Act in 2006. The purpose of this act was to undo the injustice done to the forest people, means the tribal people, for the last 200 years, and to do justice to the tribal people was the prime motive of this act. This act gave 3 main reasons for passing the tribes, passing the new law. What's it? First, to conserve the forest. That was the prime objective. To conserve the forest and at the same time ensuring livelihood and food security of the forest dwellers. Forest dwellers are the people who live in the forest. So first one, to protect the forest and to provide a livelihood for the forest dwellers. Secondly, the forest rights are rights on ancestral lands. Ancestral land means the land where the people who live now, whose grandfathers lived in the land there earlier. So they have some right because of that. This kind of right is called ancestral right. Or ancestral land means the land where their grandfathers lived once. And it should be recognized. This right should be recognized during the. It was not recognized during the colonial period, but in independent India also it was not recognized earlier. So this injustice should be solved. And thirdly, it has become necessary to address the long-standing insecurity of land rights. Long-standing insecurity. There was no security of land rights for a long time. For whom? For the forest dwellers, means the scheduled tribes, the tribal people, including those who were forced to relocate their dwelling due to state development interventions. Sometimes the government also evicted the people from the forest forcibly. How? When a dam is constructed, many parts of the forest may go down under the water. So there the people cannot live, so they have to go away from there. Or in order to make a wildlife sanctuaries like tiger sanctuaries, etc. In tiger sanctuaries, people cannot live there. So they were evicted from such regions. And these people who lost the forest must be given it back. There must be given justice. These were the three main reasons for passing the act. So, this act gives forest dwellers and traditional users of forests their traditional rights over the forest and also title to lands they use. So, title means whichever land they use, they are given right over that. Okay, and thus the government tried to undo the injustice occurred to them. And also, whenever this act passed, there were arguments in support and opposing arguments were there. What were the opposing arguments? Opposing arguments were that if it is given like that, there can be more or further deforestation, as the people may try to make use of forest for commercial purposes. That means bamboo, softwood may be cut down for industrial purposes or commercial purposes. Then that will decrease the quality of the forest again. That was the allegation of some people. But when others said that, no, it won't happen like that. Forest dwellers are the people who protect the forest. It will be more helpful to protect the forest if they are staying there. So here are the provisions in the Forest Rights Act. Some points are given here. Let us try to understand it. A. Right to hold and live in the forest and under the individual or common occupation for habitation or for self-cultivation for livelihood by a member or members of a forest-dwelling scheduled tribe or other traditional forest dwellers. So right to hold the lands and live in the forest, using it by cultivating it or by inhabiting it. Next, community rights such as Nistar. Nistar means the right for firewood and grazing, etc. Next, right of ownership, access to collect, use and dispose of minor forest produce which has been traditionally collected within or outside village boundaries. Actually, this will not disturb the forest anyhow. Collecting minor forest produces, maybe firewood, maybe herbs, maybe some leaves, honey, etc. Next, other community rights of uses or entitlements such as fish and other products of water bodies, grazing, etc. Other community rights. In the forest, there are streams, rivers are there. Catching fishes from these rivers or streams is the right of these tribal people. Also, other products of water bodies. From water bodies, whatever other products are there. Also, grazing the animals. This right was given. Rights including community tenures of habitats and habitation for primitive tribal groups and pre-agricultural communities. So that means the primitive tribal groups or the pre-agricultural communities, those who live according to the very old age system, they are given the rights in the forest. Rights for conversion of patas or leases or grants issued by any local authority or any state government on forest lands to titles. ఇంతకు ముందు ఎటువంటి పట్టాస్ కానీ లీజ్ అగ్రిమెంట్ కానీ గ్రాంట్స్ కానీ ఉన్నట్లయితే దాన్ని ఎలా మార్చడం, టైటిల్గా ఓనర్షిప్ టైటిల్గా మార్చడం జరిగింది ఈ ఫారెస్ట్ రైట్స్ యాక్ట్ ద్వారా. నెక్స్ట్ రైట్స్ ఆఫ్ సెటిల్మెంట్ అండ్ కన్వర్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఓల్డ్ ఫారెస్ట్ విలేజెస్, old habitation, etc. Conversion means change, settlement and change of old forest villages. Then right to protect, regenerate or conserve or manage any community forest resource, etc. Again, right of access to biodiversity and community, right to intellectual property and traditional knowledge related to biodiversity and cultural university. Biodiversity means the diversity of plants. Different types of plants are available in the forest which are more useful, very much useful for the human beings. So, right over these kinds of forest products also are given to the tribal people with the Forest Rights Act of 2006. So, here some questions are given in the boxes, page number 60 and 61. Some questions are given in the boxes also. Page number 60 to some questions are given. So the boxes questions you write and send to me, and 62 page questions you can study from study material and get ready for a self test. Okay. Thank you.